Hey everyone, I'm meteorologist Aaron Tuttle, back with you here. I wanted to give you a severe weather update. I talked about how I'd do so on Friday. I was going to do it earlier or later this evening, but instead go ahead and do a lunchtime update. You can check this out while you're eating, and you can share this with your friends and family for this Friday afternoon, kind of everybody up to speed on what we can expect. So we currently have two storm systems coming in. One is right now, and then one coming in on Sunday. So the first thing we'll do is quickly address the one right now. This will be a very short Facebook Live. I'm not going to go very long-winded on this one. I know you guys like to keep them short, so short and sweet. Here we go. Okay, so for right now, we have a dry line pretty much right along the I-35 corridor. And that's bringing in that very dry air with those strong winds that we've seen. And this is going to help to increase the fire danger for today. So again, be careful out there. Don't start anything. Eastern Oklahoma still got some humidity out there, so you're going to still be able to see some showers and storms. So we can take a look at the visible satellite picture, and that kind of jives with the surface map. Excuse me. Right here on I-35 is where the last bit of lift in the atmosphere is as far as cloud cover goes. Too little too late, though, for storms here in central Oklahoma. Where the cloud cover is thickest is where more moisture is, and so that's where all the storms are going to be for today. Now, will there be some severe weather? Sure, why not? There's going to be a mixture of mainly hail and wind type thunderstorms, and that will be stretching across eastern parts of the state. So if I zoom into this for you, this is from the Storm Prediction Center. Enhanced risk down across Louisiana, southern Arkansas, and eastern Texas. Just a slight risk, though, for the eastern third of Oklahoma. And again, that's mainly for large hail and also some pockets of damaging wind. Now, that's just for today and for this evening. There is a slight risk of tornadoes, and that's primarily, let's see right here. That's primarily down here in Texas, and then there is a 5% shading here in the far southeast Oklahoma. So if we're going to see a tornado at all today, the most likely area is in this far southeastern section right along the Arkansas border. They'd be very isolated, very short-lived, and they'd be very weak in nature if they were to even happen. So it's just not very conducive for tornadoes with this particular event. So we talked about the storm system moving through. We have the center of low pressure aloft right about here across the Texas Panhandle. So a little farther south than what Miles initiated earlier, and it will travel pretty much due east right along I-40 today. And earlier I had mentioned we might see some cold core funnels with this, but the low levels of the atmosphere is going to be so dry, I think it's going to be hard for that to happen. I'd be shocked to see if it did. But anyway, this system, as you can see with the showers out there developing now in eastern Oklahoma, will continue to progress east. So the best shot of any strong and severe storms in eastern Oklahoma is going to be right around the 4 o'clock to 5 o'clock hour before they move on into Arkansas. Nothing severe with this activity here, but it will move on through as we head into the late afternoon and evening hours here across Oklahoma City around dinner time, and that'll move on off to the east. You'll get some spotty showers with that, and that'll eventually clear the state later on tonight. So that's what's going to happen with the rainfall for today. And the winds we talked about are pretty strong out there now. We've got winds gusting here for the model estimates up around 30 to 35 miles per hour at times. And we also talked about how it's going to be some low humidity values. So this is this afternoon. We have relative humidity in the teens. So again, fire danger is a big concern. And that was with dew point values in the 20s. So you can see a lot of dry air infiltrates the state, and that forces all the moist air out here in the far eastern Oklahoma where you got your chance for a few showers and thunderstorms. Okay, so that's Friday in a nutshell. We're done with that. Now we're going to take a look on into Sunday. That's the next threat of severe weather. Got some Kate values that sneak in here at the last minute, literally the very last minute here in this very narrow corridor. And it's going to be very shallow moisture. We call it ankle deep here on the back end of things. We will have an area of low pressure up here to northwest Oklahoma, and the dry line will basically kind of extend from that feature right here into central Oklahoma. So this will be the developing area for showers and storms that we'll watch for Sunday afternoon. It'll be late in the afternoon, probably after 4 o'clock. So does the model produce some thunderstorms? Barely. Let's see, there's 4 o'clock, nothing going on, and then by 7 o'clock, yeah, it has a couple of storms that produce right here in Oklahoma County, and these will likely contain at least some small hail and a little bit of wind with them. The tornado threat is almost non-existent with this case, and the reason why I'm going to tell you that is because if you look at the LCLs, which is the height of the cloud base in the thunderstorm, this graphic interface here where I've got the orange is around 1,400 meters aloft, up in the air. So That's way too high of a cloud base for tornadoes to really develop. What that indicates is a very dry atmosphere at the lower levels. And it's even drier out to the west where you'll have dew points that'll work on in. So if you plot various soundings in here, depending on if you can hit a sweet spot or not for maximum moisture convergence, you might get a sounding profile that says, all right, we'll probably see a severe thunderstorm in that, or maybe the possibility of a very weak tornado. But that's like picking a needle in a haystack in this particular environment. And in the broad sense of things, we just don't have the dew point values. Matter of fact, let me just show you that real quick. Now, again, I remember the other day I mentioned dew point values, if you have them in the 50s, that's not very conducive for severe weather. And if you look Sunday afternoon, these are all into the upper 40s in northern Oklahoma and low 50s in central Oklahoma. So that's what I'm saying. That I'm really not overly impressed with Sunday either, but I haven't been in any of these Facebook Live updates this week. There'll be a pocket of some moisture convergence. You'll get a little narrow corridor where dew points may pool here into the mid-50s. So that'll be what we'll watch for, and that'll be the best shot of seeing where those storms will initiate and develop. And like I said, I think there'll be a couple of severe storms, but they're going to be kind of on the borderline of the severe activity. Now, if anything changes, of course, I'll let you know. And if we are looking at a situation to where I think tornadoes are a possibility, I'll cover live severe weather coverage for you Sunday late afternoon and early evening hours. But right now, the way things are looking, I don't think it's going to be necessary. And I'll put up a live radar. It'll have storms on there and live storm tracking, all that kind of stuff that you can watch live through your phone, through my weather app, AT's Weather to Go, or through my website, AaronTuttleWeather.com. So that is pretty much it. I want to thank you for watching this noon severe weather update. As we go through the spring, I'll continue to do more of these as we go through time. And as always, I appreciate your support for AT's Weather. Be safe out there and have a great weekend.